the End Machine. Big change in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. What changed that with the new singer?
Uh, we Serafino, who's the president of our label Frontiers,
Mhm.
he wanted George and I to hear this singer, Garish. So we heard some of his stuff, and Serafino really wanted us to consider making a change. Um, Basically, he thought it could bring it up a notch. And when George and I heard Garish's voice, we said, "Wow, this guy's amazing." And
Yeah.
you have to understand the problem is there was nothing wrong with Robert Mason, and I
Mm.
I don't ever want people to get the feeling that
No.
somehow Robert was, I mean, this is a nasty thing because people jump to that conclusion, and that's just not the case. Robert's amazing. He's a great singer. He's a great writer. He's an amazing frontman.
Yeah.
Um, Robert didn't do anything wrong. So emphasize that. But when we heard Garish, and because the label wanted us to try this, it was
Yeah.
it was kind of it was like, wow, this guy is amazing. And sure enough, he turned out to be an amazing writer as well. I mean, we sent him stuff, and he came back with great stuff. And then when we really got deep into the album, which means, there's a lot of collaboration going back and
Mhm.
forth. I mean, mind you, he's doing his vocals in India.
Okay.
But there's
Wow.
there's emails, there's Zoom calls, things like that. But and he had to do rewrites and all that kind of thing, which is not easy to do. And his attitude through that was absolutely amazing. So the guy is he's an A-lister. I mean, he's just amazing. And Yeah, very, very happy to be working with the guy who has such a great attitude, such an amazing voice, and is such a great writer.
Well, I think it's good in a few things. Yeah, I think Robert, just like you, I think Robert's a stellar guy. He's a great singer. I've heard great things about him as a person. So yeah, he's aces. So bringing in a different dimension is really what it is. And
Yeah.
vocally, it's funny because like Robert does the rock stuff good with Warren, but it was almost like you guys had different flavors of some rock, 70s, 80s, but then you also have like a modern rock. And I think this guy brings it more back to rock and roll feeling to me. And I think that's
Well,
why I enjoy this album probably more. It's not a dig.
well,
I don't know how to say it.
no, I actually think you're on very much on the right track here. For Robert, writing for this band, I think when he was doing his best writing for this band, we were a little more modern. We had a little
Mhm.
bit of a different take on it. And I think that comes from the fact that Robert is like us from that era. So, like any artist, he wants to move on.
Yeah,
He wants to, he doesn't want to repeat himself. He doesn't want to repeat the past. With Garish, this is the music he came from. This is what he wants to do.
right.
So it was such a natural fit. George and I just let ourselves write what we naturally write. And Garish just, for him, it's in his DNA. It's natural for him and easy. So um yeah, I mean, it's like he was really genuinely enthusiastic about coming up with this kind of melodic metal. So I think